Welcome to another episode of the Football Foodie. Today we're going to be talking about some coaches who are on the hot seat. A couple of coaches who I don't expect to have a job by the end of the season. And a couple of coaches who I think definitely due to perform at this World Cup. And if they don't, their jobs are bye-bye. And one coach that I could guarantee you will not have a job after this World Cup. We're also going to be reviewing Pringles Hot Ones. These are Hot Ones, Verdes, Las Calientes, by the Hedonist, 5 out of 10 flavor. Last time I had 5 out of 10 Pringles. They were really spicy. They had absolutely zero flavor. One of my lowest ratings ever. Hopefully these ones are pretty good. I'll give you a review of it by the end of it. Let's just try one right now. Okay, that's flavor. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Basically has like the green Mexican hot sauce on it, as you can see. Ooh, has a nice little kick. Not overwhelming spicy, but it's pretty good. I'll be having these while I review people who are on the hot seat. One coach who's on the hot seat who might not have a job after this video gets released is Igor Tudor. After losing today to Crystal Palace 3-1 while having a lead of 1-0, he's in trouble. He's lost 3 games in a row. Tottenham is on the verge of being relegated. Last year alone, they lost £129 million. And if they get relegated, they are in danger of losing another £250 million just due to television deals, salaries, and a bunch of other costs. They're running a high-cost team, and they're not producing the results. Tottenham is some serious trouble right now, and frankly, it's going to take a miracle for Igor Tudor to have his job. If he hasn't been sacked by now, I don't know what's going on in Tottenham's head office right now, but I could imagine it's not looking positive for Igor Tudor. Harry Redknapp is apparently rumored to replace him if Igor Tudor gets fired, but we'll see how this goes. Igor Tudor is going to need a miracle. Number one, another opportunity to coach. Hopefully, he has one more chance left in him. And he's going to probably have to win the Champions League. Oh, and most importantly, not get relegated. So as of filming this video, Igor Tudor has a job. But as of releasing this video, we'll see if he actually does keep the job. These chips are pretty good, by the way. Sticking to England, let's talk about another coach who's on the hot seat. Arne Slot. From being a hero to probably being the scapegoat, Arne Slot is currently on the hot seat, and frankly, it's not his fault. He had to deal with a lot. He started the season off by losing, unfortunately, Diogo Jota, who passed away. R.I.P. Diogo Jota. He had a lot of injuries to deal with. Alexander Isak, one of their prize signings in the summer, he's out and he's only expected to return in April. Florian Wirtz is also out as well. He should be back by sometime in March. Unfortunately, he's also not been performing to the levels that everyone thought he was, but he's also injured, so you got to give him that. Connor Bradley, he's missing the whole season. He's not coming back this season. Joe Gomez and Jeremiah Frimpong have also missed some times this season as well. So Liverpool, they've been pretty depleted. Fortunately, losing a big piece in Diogo Jota at the beginning of the season, not having key signings perform or being injured is the reason why Arne Slot is unfortunately on the hot seat. Is it his fault? No, I don't think it's Arne Slot's fault, but unfortunately he might be the scapegoat. From being anointed as Klopp 2.0 to potentially just being fired all in the span of 2 seasons is pretty remarkable. We'll see what happens with Arne Slot. I unfortunately don't see him coming back next season for Liverpool. Let's talk about international soccer. Another coach who I believe is probably going to be fired after the World Cup is Mauricio Pochettino. He has just not been performing with Team USA. Team USA has been underperforming since hiring him. They lost the Gold Cup to Mexico in the finals 2-1. They also lost to Switzerland 4-0 in a friendly. Team USA is already calling for Pochettino's head. He hasn't been performing to the level that people have expected him to perform. The US has a lot of expectations, especially coming into the World Cup that they're hosting. Pochettino, unfortunately, might not be there by the end of the World Cup. He's expected to probably be sacked. I would put money on it that he won't be the US's coach after the end of the World Cup. Pochettino might have another job after getting sacked from USA, and I believe it might be with Real Madrid. Real Madrid isn't doing so good. Arabola, the interim coach who replaced Javi Alonso, is currently not having a good time. They are in second place in La Liga. They are currently struggling in Champions League. Didn't make the top 8, so they had to play a qualification round. They did beat Benfica, but that was with some controversy as well. Not anyone's fault from Real Madrid, of course. But dealing with severe injuries from Rodrigo and Kylian Mbappe, Real Madrid definitely are not having the season they thought they would have. If you don't perform at Real Madrid, you don't get the results there. And I think that Real Madrid's Florentino Perez, the mad genius of soccer with zero patience, he's going to call for Arabola's head. But the question is, Who's going to replace him? Frankly, it's a job that's not really attractive. There was some rumors that Jose Mourinho would come back to Real Madrid, but we'll see what happens with that. Didier Deschamps will not be the coach, guaranteed, because he's already stepped down after the World Cup. That is my spicy prediction. That's 100% guaranteed. Just like these Pringles are 100% guaranteed to burn your mouth. Pretty good though. Didier Deschamps is going to be stepping down from his job as manager of France. He had a great record. He won the World Cup with them. Took him to the finals last World Cup as well. Probably one of the best coaches France has ever had. He is probably going to be just taking some time off, but can I see him replace Arabola in Real Madrid? I mean, if he's crazy enough, why not? We'll see what happens with Real Madrid. Arabola is going to two things to continue being the manager for Real Madrid. He's going to need no one taking his job because frankly, that's a job that a lot of people are scared to take now. And he's also going to need to at least have a decent result in Champions League. But can Didier Deschamps replace Arabola at Real Madrid? I mean, I don't know. Crazier things have happened. It's soccer. Florentino Perez is crazy. So we'll stay tuned on what happens with Real Madrid. But I guarantee you Didier Deschamps will not be the coach of France for next World Cup. Speaking of the World Cup, another World Cup coach who is in the hot seat, and I still don't know why, is Roberto Martinez. Portugal are expected to win the World Cup or go very far. Well, if you talk to one of their fans or you talk to me, they're expected to win it. Portugal with high expectations, they don't have the patience for lackluster performances, I feel. The federation is rumored to have Jose Mourinho in sight. He's rumored to replace Roberto Martinez if things don't go right for Portugal this World Cup. I personally think Roberto Martinez is a good coach, and I think he's doing really good with Portugal. He's had some good results. They qualified directly, and they didn't have to go through the playoffs. Sometimes Portugal, they fall asleep in qualifiers, and they make it hard on themselves. But Roberto Martinez has a team going into the World Cup on a positive note, beating Armenia 9-1 in their last game. Portugal seems to be going into the World Cup with a lot of hype, momentum, and positivity, and baffles me why he's on the hot seat to be replaced, but I can also see the opportunity to have Mourinho as your coach, something that a lot of international teams or a lot of big teams would like. Mourinho is a good tournament coach, but I feel Roberto Martinez will have a job after the World Cup, and I feel like he will perform really good for Portugal. So those are my predictions of coaches in the hot seats. One that I didn't predict was Luis Felipe. He did everything right and he still got fired. It's just soccer for you, you know? You just sometimes can't predict what's gonna happen. You could go 8-0 and win everything with your team and you could still get fired. Apparently though, his issue was he was talking to Chelsea about replacing his job, and management just... Anyways, a job of a football manager is not an easy job. Just like me, eating these Pringles aren't easy on my stomach, but I'll give you an honest review about this. Definitely worth the pain. My insides are like crying right now. It's not as spicy as I think, but it really does screw up your stomach, so it's gonna lose some points for that one. These Pringles definitely deserve a 7 out of 10 for flavor wise. 10 out of 10 if you want to get a stomach ache. Definitely one of the best that I've reviewed. Well, I've only reviewed 3 Pringles, hot ones. If you want a stomach ache and a limited time only Pringles with verde flavor, I don't even know what I ate. Definitely check out these Pringles. Hot ones, verde flavor, las calientes. Stomach ache guaranteed. Have a good one and thank you for watching. If you guys have any recommendations of what I should try next, put it on the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching The Football Foodie.